What is the single biggest dick move in all of history? Deleted. I always thought the Fed putting Andrew Jackson on the $20 felt like a big fuck you, since he hated the idea of a centralized bank. When the Mexican government rounded up thousands of Yaqui natives, made them walk over 300 kilometers to the coast, put them on boats, and sold them as slaves for about 25 cents. Most ended up on plantations in Veracruz where they were worked to death. Slavery was already illegal in Mexico at the time. So the story goes that there's this people in southern Iraq whose agriculture, economy and way of living were built around them living within the swamps. They were not very fond of Saddam Hussein and his regime and did a protest march towards Baghdad. So meanwhile they moved towards the capital. Saddam took some excavators and drained the whole swamp. Problem solved. Thomas Midgley invented Freon and putting lead into gasoline. He knew that putting lead into gasoline was a dick move and he did it anyway for money. He knew because he got lead poisoning himself and still lied about its effects on people. Environmental historians have said that he has had the single largest impact on the Earth's atmosphere of any single organism in the history of the planet. Not to mention that lead levels directly correspond to lower cognitive abilities in the general population, and you can look up the dates to know who would have been affected. Work shall set you free. On the gates to Auschwitz. Edit. Thank you for the award. Putting your fishing boats to the coast of other countries because you already fished everything in your country's surrounding sea. That lady who stole the unborn baby out the other lady. Brutus pretending to be Caesar's best friend and then literally stabbing him in the back. Well, not really relevant, but when 50 Cent bought the first 4 rows of a Ja Rule concert. And Ya had to perform in front of 4 empty rows. Lol. France asking Haiti for a compensation after Haiti overthrew the colonial administration. It took 143 years for Haiti to pay off that debt. Those motherfuckers evolving to suck mammal blood, and now we got to worry about mosquitoes, leeches, ticks, etc. Russia telling Ukraine to give up their nukes for peaceful independence only for Russia to take back Crimea a couple decades later. Ray Kroc stealing McDonald's out from under the brothers and not even paying them royalties. Opium wars were pretty dickish. You don't wanna buy hard drugs from us and turn your population into useless addicts? Fine. We'll invade you and bombard your cities until you start buying. The burning of the Library of Alexandria. Your pet leaving your room after you carried them in. Probably when they relocated Rasputin's slong from his body to that jar. Russian army pushing Hitler back across Europe. Get to the outskirts of Warsaw and broadcast in Polish to have all the men in the city join the fight. Cue large uprising. Russia holds back until all the men in the city are killed. So there's nobody left to resist when they occupy. And then resume pushing Hitler back across Europe. Edit source as requested. N.M. Wikipedia. Org. Wiki. Warsaw_uprising. The Japanese believed it would have been dishonorable to surprise attack an unexpected enemy. So they sent a declaration of war to the US 30 minutes before the Pearl Harbor attack. However, the upper military brass delayed that message until 20 minutes after the attack had begun. Dick moved to both sides of the conflict there. Edit. I meant the Japanese upper brass delayed the message, not the US one. The US was caught completely off guard as they were expecting sabotage. Not a full-scale offensive. Making the woman who had her labia melted together due to McDonald's not wanting to give people refills look like a thieving bitch because she was in the right and only wanted her medical bills paid. Edit. Thank you for the award. Kind stranger. Trojan horse. When a British officer was talking to Robert Surkoff, he said, "We British fight for honor. You French fight only for gain." To which Surkoff replied saying, "You are quite right. Each fights for that which he does not possess." Edit. It was Surkoff who originally roasted an English captain with this one. It wasn't Napoleon who originally said it, merely paraphrased. Edit 2. Removed Napoleon and Russian. The repatriation of Eastern European pilots who fought for the RAF during the Battle of Britain. Straight into Stalin's tender grasp. Late. But forcing Alan Turing to take hormones to cure his homosexuality. That's dickish in general. But especially after all his help in cracking intercepted messages during World War II and helped the Allies defeat the Nazis. having different measurement system across the world. And also different types of sockets. IDK man. The Holocaust seemed pretty bad. Mao Zedong's Cultural Revolution. Basically Mao's return to power after the failure of the Great Leap Forward and an opportunity to purge political rivals. The Cultural Revolution is estimated to have killed another 20 million. On top of the 30 million from the famine that followed the Great Leap Forward. Hitler killing Hitler and thus not giving everyone else the satisfaction of doing so. Not the biggest, but that chimpanzee that used the frog as a fleshlight was a bit of an asshole. Watson and Crick using Rosalind Franklin's work but not even mentioning her name in the final work because she was a woman. She also couldn't get the Nobel Prize award. Science is full of dicks. Andrew Jackson disregarding the Supreme Court and starting the Trail of Tears. Martin Shkreli raising the price of that one drug from $13.50 a tablet to $750 a tablet. In the beginning was the creation of the universe. This has made a lot of people angry. And has been widely regarded as a bad move. That time a fish evolved legs and crawled out of the ocean. Things just went downhill from there.